Well, this is my third omelet in my square omelet pan, and apparently I've had an egg-tastrophe. I think I put too much inside the omelet and it blew a gasket. But I'm gonna eat it anyway. Well, I ate my omelet that blew a head gasket. I'm gonna drink my last cup of morning coffee. And then I'm gonna go down to the shop and I'm gonna make myself figure out a new sheath for my bayou chopper. And I've got to get it done. This guy has paid for those knives. Today's Sunday. Tomorrow I couldn't ship them anyway. I'm hoping that I could get a sheath designed today, get both sheaths made today, and sharpen them both on Monday, and then Tuesday ship them along with the BC special with the quilted gray leather. That gentleman wants that knife, so I'll get that shipped on Tuesday as well. But that's what I'm hoping to get done today. It's going to be it's one of those things where I don't really want to do it because I've made so many mistakes and I'm tired of making mistakes. So today I will get it right. Somehow I will make a sheath that fits perfectly to the point where I can actually cut out a wooden pattern, because I'm going to be making these a lot more often now that I have a forge that I can heat treat them in, and a tank that I can quench them in, and a heat treating oven that I can heat treat them in. See, I only made one before this, and I had to have everything. I had to send it out and have the heat treating and the quenching and the tempering done outside. And I can't remember what it was, like $60 counting the shipping. So that's what my plan is today. I'll see you at the shop. Good morning, kitty. Good morning, sweetie. There you go. This is as close as I can get to her. Sometimes I put my hand here and she'll swat my hand, and so far she's only swatted with her claws in. Okay. You ready for a little more? I can only afford to give you two handfuls. Okay. There you go. And I kind of think she may not see too well, because when I put the treats up there, she doesn't see them. Lucy, go. Lucy, go on. She has to hunt around for them with her nose. So I kind of suspect that she may not see that well. All right, I need two hands. I need to scoop the rest of that out into her. And that's how I'm doing it now. I give her a half a can every day and a pretty good portion of the dry and a couple of handfuls of treats, and she's kind of on the little, she's not suffering. I'll say that. I won't say she's chubby, but she's not hungry. All right, you ready to get some work done? So we went shopping yesterday. Well, Charlie went shopping and I stayed home because apparently I was cranky. So that's 72 days worth of food. What I do is, I think I already said that, I give her a half a can each day and about a half a cup of dry. And so I got plenty of dry. So I got some brass rods, found Metal Mart, really reasonable price. I bought some brass tube and some stainless tube. And the gentleman did want this, so I'm gonna put the edge on this And let's get the day started. Today, come hell or high water, I am going to make a sheath for the big bayou chopper. I'm gonna turn my lights on, get my door closed, get my, I'm too soft and delicate to endure the humidity, air conditioner on. Get my fan on. Okay. This is the gentleman on Facebook, Bashkovich. Bashkovic? I don't know. And I'm a little worried. I've got about $400 of wood that I ordered from him, and I have not seen hide nor hair of it, and yeah, right at a month now. Okay, let me get my sharpening kit out, get this in the little vise here, and get an edge on it, and then I'll put a final buff and a final coat of wax, and this is ready to be shipped. Why will you not focus? Boy, I like that. I'm going to do more of that. I think on a small, like a dinner skinner, I will try quilting the lines a little closer together and using a smaller cedar. So that's what that looks like. I really like how that came out. You know, when I first started making knives, I didn't want nothing to do with leather work. I had absolutely zero interest in leather. Didn't want to buy leather. I just wanted to make my knives and sell them. Well, what I found out, what had happened was, nobody wants to buy a knife without a sheath, and it makes perfect sense. So I reluctantly started making sheaths. I was not very good at it, but all of a sudden it dawned on me that I really enjoyed leather work. Now, it is a totally different part of your brain that makes leather than what you use to make knives. I know that sounds crazy, but when I'm making knives, I have to force myself out of knife making mode, go in a leather shop and get in leather making mode, because it takes a completely different set of patience and skill and knowledge. I've learned a lot. And, you know, little things like making my edges look like that. There, maybe I need light. You know, my edges haven't always looked this good, but I'm really happy with what my edges look like now. And little tricks, like what makes it easier to get them edges to look like that is I come in here on this, and I completely square them up, and then I I knock the corners off on this. Anyway, and then I'm gonna put the edge on that, and it's done. Buff it, wax it, ship it. Then I'm gonna start with this. This is the bayou chopper with a makeshift handle on there, just so I can get a good idea how much room I need up here. From here up, I need to flare this out. So when the knife handle goes in, it pulls the leather up, and it'll have enough leather to expand without pulling it apart at the sewing seams. So let me get the edge on this, and then I'm going to get started on that. And it sure would be nice if I came up with a sheath that I was happy with, and I could cut it out on my wood pattern, which I make my patterns out of this. And here's the swamp rat pattern. So that's no big deal. I've already got that fixed and, you know, ready to go. So I'm hoping I can get this done, get a pattern made, get 2 sheaths made, and then I can start putting the edge on the blades. They're at home. I don't leave them down here because the humidity is ridiculous. Even sometimes the humidity is so high my sandpaper curls up. Okay, I'm gonna sharpen. All right, I got the edge on. I'm fixing to clean it up one last time. And then we're gonna go in my leather shop and take some glamour shots before I send it on its way, since it's kind of the first I've done of that and the first I've done of this. So see you in the other room here in just a bit. Okay, now give me pouty. Oh, there you go. Work it, work it. Okay, you're a lion. You're a ferocious lion. Okay, that was just silly. Okay, now we're gonna get your clothes on. Okay, I'm fixing to start making that bayou chopper sheath, but I noticed that my hands had quit shaking, so I got to refuel with coffee. I don't know what I'd do with hands that didn't shake. Okay, I feel somewhat confident that this will work. This is my, what do you call that? Webbing, spacer. I forget what the technical name for it is. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and commit and make one out of leather. And if it works and I don't need to make any adjustments or tweak it, I'll come back and cut me out a pattern. This is gonna take a gigantic amount of leather. And I still have to make one for the swamp rat that matches it. So let me get in there. I'm gonna go ahead and commit. So I'm talking to myself, telling me how I'm just gonna have to sell these match sets for more because the enormous amount of not just leather, but the enormous amount of steel and sandpaper and time. Yes, dear?
Something jumped out, a little tiny baby deer.
Oh, hold on, let me finish my video. I got to tell people about the major screw up. So what do you think I did after all that fretting and worrying? Yeah, I cut it out the wrong side up. It's supposed to be this side. I can't believe it. So hopefully somewhere down the road somebody will want a left side bayou chopper sheath. I cannot believe I did that. I even used my very expensive scalpels to cut it out so I wouldn't make any mistakes. Okay. Holy crap, what an eventful day. We have a water moccasin on the loose around our house of all places. And so now we're gonna have to watch every step the dogs take and every step we take. And I got a shovel stuck in the ground by the house. So anyway, I've cried over spilt milk, or in this case, $10 worth of leather. So I even right now, I got it turned the wrong way. God, you're so stupid. All right, maybe I can, no, I can't. I mean, it's facing the wrong way, so don't even think about it. All right, I'm gonna trace this out and try again. Here I go. All right. I'm doing English bridle with a light brown fade. And I'm not gonna do a huge fade. I'm gonna kind of stick to the edges, that kind of fade on both of them. These are the matched set. I have them here just because I'll need to make sure they fit in the sheaths. But what I'm gonna do is get these dyed, get the belt flaps folded over and sewed, and then I will fold these over, get my webbing in there and glue it, and then I'm only going to be able to glue one at a time because I don't have enough clamps. So I'm gonna do the big one first, and that way that can be drying while I'm working on this one. So here we go, let's get dyeing. Okay, This is the same color as this, but I wet molded this. I'm thinking about wet molding this. This is the hardest sheath I have ever made. I have had so many trial and errors, and then when I finally got a pattern that I thought was going to work, I ended up cutting it out backwards, where it would be a left-hand side sheath instead of a right side sheath. But finally, it is 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I have been out here all day long, but I'm relieved. It fits perfectly, and I got this pattern here. I can now cut out on wood. I don't need to do any more tweaking. It's perfect. And these knives tomorrow, of course, I had this wrapped in saran wrap, so I got to rebuff this, no big deal. So tomorrow I will do the edges. I haven't done the edges, or gonna get a little bit of a brown fade. I'm using light brown, and it's gonna be a little bit of a fade, nothing major. But so tomorrow I will do the edges and my fade, and then put the edges on these. That'll be Monday. Well, today, you'll see this Monday morning. And then I think if this is dry enough, you know what? I'm not going to push it. Probably Wednesday or Thursday I'll ship these, because when you wet mold something, you definitely want to give it all the time in the world to dry. So I think I'm going to take this home. I have a fan on my desk in my man cave, and I'll set it in front of the desk, and we'll see what happens. God, I'm so relieved. That was a lot of work. A lot of mistakes, too. Have a good Monday. Have a good 4th. Right? Is tomorrow 4th? Yeah. We'll see you Tuesday.